Okay, New York City in the building. Uh, I believe it's Taha. How do you say your name, bro? How do you pronounce that? You can come off mute really quick if you want, or you can type it in the chat.
It's Taha. It's like T, but Ta.
So,
It's okay. You can call me Taha.
so Taha.
Uh, yeah, Taha. It's great.
Okay, bad. So I'm about to get ready and start the breakdown. So I'm gonna start off with SMCIs, and as you guys know, that's something I heavily trade as of now. And let me pull up my trading view real quick. All right, so most times I would start off on the weekly time frame, and as you see, this last 2 weeks have ranged from around, let's say, $31 to just 35.4 range. And this is a signal that these two, I mean, the buyers are losing strength, and we could possibly see the reversal to the downside continue. So you see on the daily time frame here, let me point out something real quick. So you see, as I mentioned, this is a signal that the buyers are losing strength. You see an example here with these two like doji blue candles followed by a red candle. And let me see, after that close, the stock dropped around 20%. And I even looked at this earlier on. You see we have the same exact structure on the monthly candle from when it dropped from around $100. You see these two blue doji candles followed by what, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 4 straight months of selling. And as I mentioned, you see the same thing here on the weekly. And this is something I want to point out too really quick. So you see here on the daily time frame, let's start off with this week. So you see the beginning of this week around Tuesday, yeah. Oh, it was Thursday. Thursday, it was a rejection off of this daily candle. Excuse me, this daily candle's high here at around 35.4. And you see the following day, which is here, that rejection came from the high of this blue candle here. And obviously Monday hasn't opened yet. And as far as tomorrow goes, as I mentioned, I believe the buyers have lost strength, and we can see this continue to the downside. And as far as my entries go, this is where I'm looking to enter some puts. And I want to take you guys over to where I see it potentially dropping to. And I like looking at the extended trading session to get a more in detail look at it. And as you see, the same level that I marked off on the daily time frame, you see we already rejected from this price point Friday before the markets closed. And then, hold on 1 second, you guys can't hear me no more? You could just type in the chat real quick. Someone just text me and said they can't hear me. Somebody can come off a mute or something. Okay, so you can hear me. Let me see what this next person is about to say. And J Min, where are you from? Okay, I'm about to just resume real quick. So you gotta hire doing a Discord. Okay, yeah. So check your volume if you are unable to hear me. And now I'm about to go back. Okay, San Antonio in here. Okay, now I'm about to go back to the charts. So as I mentioned, you see here, Friday we already got the rejection from that daily wick that I marked off. And as far as targets go, this is where I'm hoping SMCI can potentially reach, possibly by the end of this week or the end of next week. And you see here, like I already said, this would be my ideal entry if we can get a retest to around this, what, 32.5 area, and the highest being this, what, 32.8 zone. So anywhere in this 32.5, 32.8 range, This is where I'm looking to take shorts. And as far as my targets go, um, this is where I heavily use potential direction wicks. And if you guys don't know what that is, you can go look into my course. This is just a signal where the price could potentially go. And as you see here, I have a target for 29.5, and then a second target for this 28.8 zone. And I forgot to mention here, let me just take these drawings off real quick. You see this what 31.11 zone has been holding throughout this last 2 weeks, and this is also a potential direction wick. And you see clearly we have here another one down at 24.8. So this will be my next target to see SMCI possibly drop down. As far as the swing trading goes, I'm not sure if I would hold a contract that long. It all depends on how clean the structure plays out. But as I mentioned before, you see here, these are my targets. So all it would take is for SMCI to get some volume coming in below this daily level of 31 even, and then we can easily see this happen. And then let me mark back up my entries real quick. So those of you who are trading with me live tomorrow, we'll come back in the pre-market and take a look at how the pre-markets are playing out. That way I can get a better understanding of what I'm going to do tomorrow. So as of now, as I mentioned, I'm looking to short SMCI from this range here. And now I would like to go over to like the SPY just to check the overall market. This is something I looked at this chart earlier, and it's honestly signaling for the SPY to go both ways. Long term, I'm bullish on SPY, but short term, all it takes is for SPY to break this 587.78 zone. Let me see. 587.66 zone, and you can easily see this potentially happen within the next 2 weeks. And I forgot to mention, this is something that I looked over as I was getting ready for this Discord call. Most stocks start to sell off going into the New Year's, and then you can see here, let's just look at SPY for example. You see the last the last 2 days in the market open for this year, the SPY has sold off. Let's go back to SMCI real quick to see how that acted going into the New Year as well. So you see here, even this December 18th up until the last trading day of the year, it's sold off. So that's just something I'll take into consideration going into the next 2 trading days. It's possible that it could be low volume, especially because markets close early Tuesday due to it being New Year's. So I wouldn't expect to see a lot of strong movements going on. But as of now, yes, I'm just looking to short SMCI, and this is the only stock that I trade. So as of now, I don't have my eye on anything else. And then let me go back to the Discord real quick. Let's see. I want to take a look. If you guys can, you can send more stocks that I can take a look at for you. So let's start off with Tesla real quick. Let's see. Let's start off on a weekly time frame. Monthly. Okay, so I can see Tesla at least hitting this 415 zone sometime this week. And I personally don't trade Tesla, so I don't know if I would touch this myself. But as far as entries go, let me see something. That's tough with Tesla. I'm not seeing any clear types of entries or levels that I would personally get in on Tesla at. Let me see. So you see here, it's clearly this trend line that we can mark, and I see that before even having it on the charts. So we can see Tesla pop back up to this trend line, possibly around this 456.50 zone. That's where you can see Tesla. Let me see the daily. Okay, so this is 454. So looking at the daily time frame, I personally would try to short Tesla if it could retest this trend line sometime tomorrow above 454, and my target for the end of this week would possibly be 415. And as far as Tesla goes, if this holds, Tesla can potentially go back to all-time highs, but if it breaks, I easily see Tesla dropping to at least, let me see, this 479, and then my second target would be this 438 zone. Tesla's pretty overextended as of now. And then you even have this, let's see, this is the all-time high price point that it just broke through. And that's just around the same level that I mentioned that I see Tesla dropping to within this week. So yeah, if Tesla can break back through this level of 415, you can easily see it drop back into the high 300 range. Let's see if we have, okay, so we don't have any more stocks. Let me see something real quick. Okay. Let's see. And this, I actually want to go back to the SPY because this is something that I would personally take here. As you see, I marked off this 598 zone, and the reason being, you see here a clearer resistance point on a daily time frame, and this is actually forming a head and shoulders pattern. And as far as those targets go, I would short from this 598 zone, and my first target would be, let me see, let me go down to the hour real quick. My first target would be this 587, and as I mentioned earlier, once it breaks that, you can see SPY easily hit 580 within the next week or so. So keep in mind that I already mentioned that most stocks or even ETFs take a hit going into the new year, so there's no reason we should be looking to buy anything or taking calls as of now. I will wait until the new year begins, and even just the beginning of the new year, you could see it potentially dropping even further. So as of now, that's all that I have on my watch list right now. Oh, I even see this Uber trade. This is one that I looked at earlier as well. Another weekly time frame showing buyers losing strength as well. And as far as that entry goes, I would hope to see Uber get around this 63.5 range, and then I would short Uber all the way back down to this 54.77 zone. So something like this here. Let's see the 4 hour real quick. Yeah, I'm really bearish on most tickers as of now. I don't want to keep repeating. Let me see if you guys questions. So what would be the entry range for tomorrow on SMCIB? Okay, let me go back to SMCI real quick. So my ideal zone would be these top two lines here. in this 32.5, 32.8, or 32.9 zone, this is where I personally would try to short SMCI. And as I mentioned, my first target would be this 29.5, and then my second target would be this 28.8 zone. And I can see that happening by the end of this week. And as far as the next 2 weeks go, I can see SMCI easily dropping down to around this 24/7 zone. And depending on the contracts that you take, you can easily see around 300-400% if you enter at this ideal 32.8, 32.6 zone and take it all the way down to 24.8. But as for swing trading, I would put the expiration in at least 2 to 3 weeks out. But you can expect some sort of gap down going into the New Year's, I believe. Let's see if we have any more questions. Does anyone else have any specific stocks or futures that they would like me to look over? Let me see. I believe I have some more here. Let's see. Do you also follow FOMC or news? To be honest, I'm not really a fundamental based trader. I strictly trade off of technicals, but fundamentals like FOMC and even like CPI and things involved around that, they have a huge impact on the market. But I believe that once you master technicals and really study how to read the charts, you can predict how the fundamentals will impact the stock. Let's see, we have 2 more people. And I can pull up Thinkorswim real quick actually and show you guys the profit potential. Or I can even do options. Let me see. What made you choose the SMC? Like, how would you even be able to choose entries like that on your own? Okay, that's a good question, bro. So let me break that down for you. So I want you guys to take note that most stocks are really repetitive and they do the same type of movements each and every week or even day by day, especially if you're doing scalping or day trading. So you see here, as I mentioned, starting off from the high of this previous week, you see that rejection came from the high of that blue wick here. And you see the following day, if we do the same type of analysis, we put a line at this high of this second blue wick, and you see Friday's rejection came from that. And as of tomorrow, we have one last blue wick, and you see it closed below that. So if we open around the same range, and then we can buy up to around this 32.6 zone, I'm expecting SMCI to do one last candle, rejecting off of the high of these blue wicks, and then pushing it further even further down. Let me know if you understand that. And it even makes me even more comfortable just doing stuff like that because I treat SMCI like every single day. So as time goes by, I learn more and more about how it moves. So I'm pretty used to how it moves. And even if you guys pick one particular stock or even futures, and you actually sit there and trade it day by day and study it, you'll be able to predict. I don't want to say predict because the market does the unpredictable, but you can predict how exactly a stock will move without it even forming the structure. keeping in mind when you trade off of higher time frames like the daily or the weekly, more than likely you'll get a bigger move over time from a higher time frame because things like the monthly, the daily, or even the 4 hour, that's a lot of time in one candle. So those levels can cause some sort of strong movement over a duration of, over a period of time. So you don't have to worry about really closing the trades too soon, but it all depends on your style of trading. And like I said, I believe just looking at the weekly time frame, if we break this 31 zone within before the end of this week, by the end of next week, we can easily see this 24/8. Jake, J Mend, or Taha, do you guys have any questions or any stocks that you want me to look at? I believe Taha, you mentioned that you trade futures. What futures do you trade, and do you want me to look over any particular futures ticker for you? So if we were to currently be bullish, would you base entries off the rejection of the low of the daily? That's a great question. And to answer your question, yes. So if we were to be bullish, as I mentioned, you see here, this is already a solid point of support here. And as far as my entries go, I like entering off the very top or the very low of candles. And I can show you guys this. This is actually when I first started trading SMCI. I bought shares at 17.33 exactly. And you see here, look at this entry here. You see the very low of this daily time frame wick there was 17.36, right? And I remember this very vividly too. It was about 2 5-minute candles that closed below this, and that's exactly where I entered. Watch, let me zoom out real quick. Hold on. Okay, dang, so I don't even have the ability to go back. Okay, so we have the 15-minute. So you see here, the very bottom of the wick gave me the cleanest entry there. And you see the low was 17.27, and as I mentioned, my entry was 17.33. So it's just about less than even like 2 minutes of drawdown, and then from there the stock went up, I believe, 160%. Let me see something real quick. Let me go back to the daily. Yeah, the stock went up 176%. Okay. I only trade NASDAQ. Okay, let's go look at, what is that, NQ? Is it ticker NQ? Let me go see something real quick. Okay, NQ for futures. I believe it's dash NQ. Oh, that is not the thing, NQ. Mini futures. Let's see if it pops up. Wait, why is it not letting me click on it? Do you know the symbol for it? NAS 100. Let me just search up NAS 100. Okay, let's just, I guess, here. NAS 100 first. And after this one, I will take you guys back to SMCI, and then we'll go to the long put calculator to see the profit potential for this trade. Okay, NAS 100. Let me see. Oh god, it looks like I traded NASDAQ before. Okay, so NASDAQ has the same exact structure as the SPY actually. So it's signaling both ways. Long-term indexes are rigged to stay up, so I wouldn't be bearish for too long. And as I mentioned, for the SPY, it's the same exact structure. So if this were to hold, And I'll screen record this and post it in the chat so you guys can rewatch it, just to see how all of these analysis play out. But if the NQ can hold this 21,244 zone, I can see that getting back to all-time highs for sure. But if it breaks this, you can easily see this 2759 zone. But I want you to remember that I keep mentioning this. Most things take a sell-off going into the new year, so I wouldn't personally be bullish as of now. I would give it some time to play out and see how that plays out. Let's see. Jake and J-Man, you guys don't have any stocks that you trade or looking to trade? And Ricky, Ricky, did you understand what I was saying for SMCI to answer these two questions here? Right here. And Ricky, you've traded with me, so I'm sure with the day you did trade with me, you see how accurate most of my SMCI analysis are. Okay, NVIDIA, let me see what Ricky's about to say. Writing notes on pen and paper. Okay, yeah, and as I mentioned, all of this is being recorded, so I'll post it to a private link on YouTube and let you guys rewatch this. And let's go take a look at NVIDIA. Let me see. Okay, the market's just open too. That's crazy. Weekly. Okay, look, I'm glad you mentioned NVIDIA, Jake. So let me show you something. Let me pull up another TradingView tab real quick. And let's put that right there. And let's bring up the SPY, for example. Just look at this. Let's go to the weekly. And you see, let me take this off. I want you guys to take note of this. And this is why I emphasize really that you guys should study the charts like non-stop every single day. Because the more you stare at it and the more you study them, the more you'll be able to see how everything moves. So you see here, I want you to take note of this 2 candle sequence, right? Let me take off my magnet. You see, you have a huge red candle, you have this wick to the downside, and you have this blue doji candle with a blue wick to the upside. Let me point that there. And then let's go back to NVIDIA real quick. So you see, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starting 5 weeks ago, it's the same exact sequence. So you see, NVIDIA had the huge red candle followed with the red wick to the downside. The next week, it was the blue doji candle with the blue wick to the upside. And you see here, as I mentioned on the SPY, if it breaks below this low of last week, it can easily drop down to this potential direction wick from the previous week. You see NVIDIA did the same thing. Let me take that off. So you see, this is the low of that weekly candle. This is the low of that blue candle, right? And you see, once it broke below that low of the blue candle, it went directly straight to this red wick. And let's go look at it on a daily perspective real quick. When did this week open? This opened December 2nd. This opened December 9th. Okay. So December 2nd. Okay, so it retested there and it blew straight through it the following day. Then it consolidated for 3 days and it went straight back down to it. So like I keep mentioning, most things take a hit going into the new year, so I wouldn't personally be bullish as of now. My target would be seeing SPY drop down to this 581, and as you can see from what I just broke down, NVIDIA just gave a clear example of how that structure is about to play out. Did you understand that, Jake? Or did any of you understand that? If I went over that too fast, I can re-explain it real quick. now I'm actually about to go back. I'll rewatch it, bro. Thank you. If you need, bro, I can re-explain it for you. I don't have nothing to do for the rest of the day. So if you want me to re-explain it, I can. Just let me know in the chat. I don't mind doing it again. Go ahead then, bro. Okay, back. Let me see what Ricky's about to say. What about you, J-Min, Ricky, or Taha? Did you guys understand that? Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, as I mentioned, all of this is recorded, so I get what you're saying, but I'm trying to mark out my charts on TradingView falling behind because you're going a little bit fast. Okay, I'll slow down then, and I'll after this breakdown, and just because what is this, Jake Dog, J-Min, Ricky, you already get that access, and Taha, you do. J-Min and Jake Dog. I believe Jake Dog, you are already in the private access. J-Min, I'm gonna add you for joining, bro. I appreciate you all for joining. So J-Min, I'll grant you free access to the live trading too, bro. I get what you're saying, but I'm trying to. Okay, I'm going too fast. And I'll get to Ethereum. This is Ethereum, right? I'll get to Ethereum after I re-explain this real quick. J-Min, make sure you text me after the stream is over so I can give you access to the live trading tomorrow. Tom, what's up, bro? He's him. Yeah, I got you, bro. I'll give you access to the live trading tomorrow. Just make sure you text me after. But getting back to
the greatest trader in the world, man.
Appreciate you, bro. But getting back to Jake Dog, let me go back and break down this 2 candle sequence real quick. Let me see what Ricky's about to say real quick. Okay, let me go back to the. Hold on, he's typing again. I don't want to miss his message. And Taha, I'm gonna get to nothing. You're good. Taha, I'm gonna get to Ethereum after I break down this SPY thing again. So look, I'm gonna go real slow real quick. So forget all of these candles. I just want you guys to focus on these 2 last weeks, right? And you wanted me to look at in the video, so let me redo everything. So you see here, you have a huge red candle. Let me turn on my magnet. And this, I want all of you guys to go watch the Potential Direction Wicks video in my course if you haven't already. So as I mentioned, you have this huge red candle, and it left a potential direction wick to the downside. The following candle was blue, and it left a potential direction wick to the upside, right? And as I mentioned here, all it takes is a break under this last week's blue candle low, which would be this middle line there, and you can easily see the SPY drop to this 580 zone within the next 2 weeks. And as I keep mentioning, going into the New Year's, most stocks or ETFs will sell off, so I wouldn't be bullish as of now. So let me see if you guys got that real quick before I go to the video. Jake, are you following along right now? Just let me know in the message real quick. I want you to. Okay, bad. Okay, right? So you see this 2 candle sequence there on the SPY, right? Now let's go to the weekly on NVIDIA as you wanted me to. So forget 1, 2, 3. Forget these last 3 weeks candle. I want you to focus on the previous 2, and I'm going to mark them before I explain it. So you have this 1 red candle with a potential direction wick to the downside, and I'll flip between both stocks so you see what I'm putting down, right? 1 red candle with a wick to the downside. NVIDIA the same, 1 red candle with a wick to the downside. The SPY, you have this blue doji candle with a wick to the upside. Now NVIDIA, hold on, let me mark them as I'm going along too. Nvidia, the same thing. The second week after that red one, you had the blue doji candle with the blue wick to the upside, right? And as I mentioned when I first broke these down, I said all it takes is a break below this previous week's low, and you can easily see the structure go back down to that red wick. So you see with the SPY, we don't know what happened as of yet. And I'll keep saying it, most things will sell off going into New Year's. So all it would take is for SPY to break this 587.66 zone. And you guys can take note of that. A SPY breaking below 587.66, it will go down to 580. So I'll say it again. A break below 587.66, SPY is going to drop down to at least 580. Are you getting what I'm saying, bro? And I wouldn't be bearish for too long for the SPY. SPY has a lot of upside potential going into the next year. So, okay, good. And again, as I mentioned, all of this is recorded. I'm going to post it to the YouTube so you can rewatch it. Now, getting back to, I believe, Ricky, you asked me something. I get what you're saying, but I'm trying to mark out my charts on Trading View. Okay, Ricky, so I'm going to remark the SMCI real quick for you. And I'm going to take a picture and send this in the chat as well. Alright. So this is my entry zone. Do I have to explain why I said it again? You can say, yeah, I don't mind explaining that again, bro. Do you want me to explain why I picked that specific price range to enter SMCI puts? Okay, you got the entries down. Okay. So, entries. And Ricky, this is what I did Friday when you live traded when we took some more puts on the SMCI. So you see, we have two potential direction wicks to the downside for the SPY. And as I mentioned, all it takes is a break under this 31 even zone, and you can see it drop really bad, possibly to this 24. But intraday trading or even day trading, my first two initial targets would be here. So I'm going to put an arrow, and I'm going to screenshot this exact picture that I'm about to mark up and then send it in the chat. So this is my trade idea for this SMCI as of now. Anywhere in this 32.6, 32.8 zone, I'm looking to short SMCI all the way down to 28.86. And let me take a picture of that too. And I won't forget to do that. Okay, you got the entries down. You good with the take profit zones? And okay, as we're going over SMCI, I want to go over the potential profit for this trade, right? So let's search up SMCI. And I can pull up Thinkorswim real quick. Let me see something. I'll show you how I find exactly how much the contract's gonna cost. Okay, let me go back to the charts. I'm pulling up my Thinkorswim as of now, so just bear with me for a few. And I'm gonna share screen my Thinkorswim, so I'm gonna need you guys to let me know if y'all can see it or not. I'll let you know when I start it. 1 second, I have to log in. Can you guys see my home screen, or is it just the website? Are you able to see the logo in the background? Let me know in the chat. Let me know, because I might be able to just split screen it so I don't have to flip back and forth between the tabs. Let me see something. Can you guys hear me still? You could come off mute, or I'll put it in the chat. Either or. Just the desktop. Okay, I haven't put up Thinkorswim yet. I just wanted to be sure you guys can see it. So can y'all see Thinkorswim now? Can y'all see Thinkorswim? Okay. Let me log in real quick. And I just want to be clear, I live trade. I don't post any demo trades. You'll see it once I log in. Let me log in real quick. Hopefully the bell doesn't go off. It usually rings a bell when I log in. Okay, let me drag it over. So can y'all see now? Can y'all see Thinkorswim? Let me know in the chat. I'm gonna go split screen. Okay, y'all can see Thinkorswim? Alright, I don't want to full screen it because it might okay, y'all can. Alright, so let's go back to TradingView real quick. So you see, let's just say the midpoint. Say we entered at 32.7. So most times in a scenario like this, I would trade a little out of the money, not too far out of the money. So I would take a 32.5 put, which would be right here. And I'm going to do this week's expiration and even the following week. So given this about the next 2 weeks to play out. So you see here, we go to January 10th expiration, 32.5 put. And as far as the entries, let's say we got in at 32.7, right? So that would cost us approximately $210 per contract. Okay, let me go back to this. And this is next week. Let me do this week first, just to see the profit potential for this week. So you have, what is the cost here? $132 per contract. So if some of you don't know what this means, it means $132 minimum to get in the trade. So 32.5, January 3rd expiration. Let's go. What is the cost? Approximately 1.32. And my minimum amount of contract that I buy is 10. So yeah, so this is not right. Let me tweak the because this at your entry would be break even. So let me see what it would cost at $1 even. Okay, so this is about the right range. So you see that would be about $100 per contract. So let's see, my take profit zone was 28.9. So you see, let's drag the target down to 28.9. And let's switch it to percentage. Okay, so if we were to get that trade to play out for this week, you would potentially see just over 267% return. So if some of you were to just buy one contract, you would potentially make just around $267 or $260. And let's go next week, same thing, 32.5. Our entry 32.7. Let's see. Next week. Let's drag it to like $2 even and see real quick. Probably like 1.90. Okay, so 32.7 would be our break even zone. And as far as my next 2 weeks target go, as I mentioned, I want SMCI to drop to at least 25 even. And let's drag that down. Let's see. That would still just be just over 279%. And this is really why I don't trade far dated option contracts, because intraday trading you can probably just make just as much as you would swing trading. So as you guys can see, this week if we can drop down to this time zone, you'll net just under 300% return on your contracts. And even the same thing with next week's expiration. Did you guys understand that, what I was doing? Let me see. And Ty, I'm going to get to the Ethereum now. And after this, we can, okay, let me go full screen on this one now. Let's go to Ethereum now. Ethereum USDT, is that the right one? Is this the right one, Ty? Let me know before I start breaking down what I see for that. Okay. Let's see. Ethereum. Let's get a weekly look. You see, this is crazy that you mentioned all of these stocks have the same exact structure that I said the SPY has. Alright. Same thing here. Short term, I'm bearish. Long term, I will be bullish. All it takes is for Ethereum to break this 3200 zone, and that's dropping to at least 3100, potentially 3000 flat. And as far as take profit range goes, I would possibly try to aim to hold it back to where it just sold down from. So anywhere in this range, and you can see about 35%. Do you buy the coin or you like day trade it? Or do you trade it? I personally don't fool with crypto. I hate it so much. Okay, you trade it. Yeah, crypto is. I don't touch crypto, bro. Okay, so I will send this to you if you would like to. And I'll repeat it. If it breaks 3200, it's dropping to at least 3100. My second target would be 3000 even, and this is where I personally would be comfortable buying the Ethereum, even though I don't buy crypto at all. And as far as take profit zones go, I would do something like this. So let me go back to the weekly so I can send you that real quick. 47, 80. So anywhere within this range, I would be looking to buy crypto going into the New Year's, bro. Something like this. This, as I mentioned, is about a 36%, and I'll send that picture to you so you'll be able to see it. If you shorted, where would you short it from? Targeting 3100, 30K. Good question. Okay. So I would try to short it from the high of this previous week, just around here. Let me take that off, take this top one off. And then let's go down to the daily real quick. You already can see from the daily perspective that this 35.5 has already been a resistance. You see this daily push down from 35.5, this daily push down from 35.5. So I wouldn't be surprised one last touch to see this 35.5 and then push it back down to this 3100 or potentially even below that. And I will send you that picture too. This would be like the highest price point that I would be willing to get in a short. And I would look for something like this within the next 2 weeks to happen. So something like that, bro. Okay, good. No problem, bro. Do you guys have any other stocks you want me to look over or any questions? I really appreciate y'all joining, bro. A lot. Let me see what you have to say. Is this gold? That ticket looks familiar. Can't figure out 4 hour 1 day. There's your USD. Gold. Okay, it is gold. Let's go to the weekly real quick. This gold looks nasty. Mm, gold weekly same. Yeah, I understand what you mean. You can't figure out the 4 hour one day. It's really ugly. I do not like that chart at all. I personally would stay away from it. Let me see something real quick. I mean, it's really possible, looking at the stochastic, that this could potentially go further up from here. My first target would be seeing it going from to this 2700 range, and I even said why I said that is because just looking at the stochastic, you see once it gets down to this around this 5 range, that's when the next run starts, and you see an example here. You see when it was around this 5 zone there, it didn't necessarily get under the 5, but it just missed it. And you see the last time it was down this low, it went from 25 to 27. So as I mentioned, just looking at the weekly, I could see that if that was the low, I could see that going from that 25 to at least 27. If it breaks through this 27, it's going back to all-time highs, so around 2800. Jake, you have any other stocks, or Ricky? Yeah, okay. I forgot which the other ones which you told me to look at, bro. But I'm gonna send you those pictures. I liked one more than that one. Okay, but I'll see you tomorrow. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh, what time is it in Pakistan right now? Oh goodness, it's just about to be 9 p.m. in Eastern time. Golly, you're like 9 hours. I mean, I said 9, man. Like 10 hours ahead of me. That's crazy that we connected and you're that all the way in Pakistan. Let's see what you guys have to say. TSM. Okay. I know I live according to a market's got a trade. Yeah, I know. So what time is it there when the market's open here? I'll look at TSM right now for you. That's crazy, bro. Pakistan is so far away. Let me go pull up TSM real quick. What is TSM? Okay, semiconductor. Let's see. TSM might be about to break all-time highs, to be honest with you. It all depends on how it opens tomorrow. It's 6:30 p.m. for New York. Okay, so you trade late in the day there. Speaking about stochastic, which stochastic indicator is it that you use? There's a few different ones on TradingView. Okay, let me get to Ricky real quick, Jake, and then I'll go look at TSM. But okay, Taha, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Let me know if you are joining the live trading tomorrow. TSM and stochastic. Let me see what Taha says before he leaves. Okay, bro, good. Okay, appreciate you for joining, man. Okay, so let's get into the stochastic, then we're gonna get to TSM because the stochastic would take less time. Okay. So you go to indicators here at the top, click that, type in stochastic, and it's just a regular stochastic, not the stochastic RSI or stochastic slow strategy. It's just a regular stochastic. Do you see that on your screen? Okay, and I'm going to tell you the settings real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up. My TradingView Usually acts weird. Okay, are you following along, bro? Let me know if you can see it real quick. Okay, so you can write this down. If not, you can just type these in as if you're on it. So the K length is 20, K smoothing is 3, D smoothing is 3, and this right here is the most important part. And I don't know why that's 7. Put it down to 5. Oh, let me pull that back up. Okay, so upper band, this is where it's telling you it's oversold, and you can start to see for the stock or whatever it is you're looking at to start dropping, and that's above 95. Lower band represents when it's extremely oversold, and this is where you can start to look to buy it or look for calls. And again, overbought is 95 and oversold is 5. Do you have that? Or did you take note of that? I mean, and I can send it to you too. I have your phone number. So if you don't catch it, I can send it to you real quick. And I'll post some of this stuff in okay, good. I'll post this stuff in the, what is it? I believe I have like, okay, the resources. I'll post this in the resources tab. It's the cast that you asked. And then this stream will be in the videos to watch too. And let's go back to TSM real quick. For man Jake. Okay, we're already on it. TSM. This is sort of the same exact structure that I went over with the SPY and NVIDIA. It's pretty much the same thing, honestly. It's signaling both ways, but long term, let me look at the monthly real quick. TSM is not even a stock that I would short, so long term I would obviously be bullish. So as I mentioned with the previous two symbols, SPY and NVIDIA, if it breaks below this 199.05 range, you can easily see it dropping to 192. And as far as my price targets for the upside, I would see it going back to all-time highs. And a break out of that, I could see it going to 240. So a break of all-time high could potentially hit 240. Did you see that, Jake? Or did I go too fast? Okay, good. Okay, yeah. So like I said, I wouldn't. TSM doesn't even look like a stock that I would short. So I'm glad that you're already thinking to. Let me pull this up on my other screen real quick. I'm glad you're already thinking to go long in that, bro. Because that would be a terrible idea to short that. Isn't TSM somewhat related to NVIDIA? I don't know much about that stock. Let me know in the chat. I believe it is. Or I might be mistaken. Is that a stock that you trade now? Yeah, the chips go to TSM first. Okay, so yeah, I am right about that. It is related. Yeah, so if you're looking to go long, bro, I would personally try to enter. Let me go down to the daily real quick. Below this 199, and I would say the furthest that could drop down to is at least around this. Are you doing calls or shares? Calls, okay. Yeah, so I wouldn't touch that until it drops below. Gets to around 190-ish. I would say the max 188. And as I mentioned, price targets, I could see that breaking through 212, possibly hitting 240. And as far as a time frame for that, I would put it at least a month out or 2 months out, depending on how much those contracts cost. Any other stocks, Ricky? You looking at any other stocks, bro? Or are you just looking to trade SMCI with me? Jake, are you going to be in a live stream tomorrow morning? I would probably start it around 9:20, so about 10 minutes before the market's open, so that way I can break down the pre-market structure, and that'll give me more clarity on what exactly I would be looking for going into the tomorrow's open. So I gotta keep my wrist low for now till I make back what I lost. Yeah, I feel you. So I would say, yeah, just stick with me on SMCI, brothers. I'm really confident on that. Like paper. Yeah, like I told you, I don't really like Tesla, man. Tesla does the unthinkable here. 2 a.m. here. Where are you at? Golly, that's crazy. Wait, are you the one from Hawaii? Oh yeah, that's crazy, man. Wow. So goodness gracious. Wow. So what time is it there now? Is it like the afternoon? Yeah, I know that's crazy, Ricky. That's good though. I like that a lot. 4 p.m. Wow, that's crazy, man. That's funny, bro. Yeah, I really appreciate y'all for joining, man. Y'all have any questions or anything? I'll be sure to post this in the chat before the night is over so y'all can rewatch it if y'all need. I'm good for now. I'll be rewatching this definitely to study. Okay, good. So I'll get that done within the next 10 minutes. It all depends on how long YouTube takes to process that. If y'all have any video ideas for me to do on YouTube too, let me know. I'll get them done and post them. That's so far from just gonna rewatch this as soon as it's up. Okay, good. So I'll get that done within like 10 minutes after we get off here. I believe that's all for now. For sure. I'm not sure what else I could cover. So yeah, so as far as tomorrow goes, I'm only looking to touch SMCI. Okay, good. Yeah, so hopefully you can catch the live trade. You have an account already? Like a brokerage or anything? I know Ricky does already. Let me see. Yeah, so if you guys have any like particular video ideas that you want me to break down for y'all, I'll do that for sure. I have no problem doing that. So I gotta deposit more money to my small account, but I'm still here. Okay, that's not bad, bro. We'll be here whenever you're ready. Alright, I believe that's it for the stream for the day. Again, I appreciate you all for joining, man. It means a lot. Even though there's way more people in here that could have joined, but that'll be on them. So I can't complain. They're the ones paying to be in here, so it's not on me. Let's see if let me take a look at my notes real quick. Let's see, start request, over there. I got some cash on Robin, but I remember you telling me Robin feeling good, so I'm planning on transfer that to Schwab and think it's swim. Okay, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Schwab, I use that. I remember this story, man. This is why I don't like. I don't know if I told you this. It was back in January when I first started trading options. I don't know what I was trading, but I remember being up $200 in profit. So I go to close the trade and I pay to ask. And this is before I even knew about like the limits and all of that. But I paid to ask and I was up $200 and I closed the trade And once I closed it, I was down like $60. I was like, oh yeah, I would never trade on Robinhood again. Never again. I've never had that happen to me on Thinkorswim. And their feels are really bad. Like you might pay an ask and it might not even get filled. But Thinkorswim, 9 times out of 10, if you pay the ask, you'll get it right away. Even if you're buying a lot of contracts. Yeah, you can use Thinkorswim on mobile. I'll post that in the resources tab so you can download it. All you would have to do is open a brokerage with Charles Schwab. Usually it opens right away. It's not like a reviewing stage for that. 9 times out of 10, you'll get approved for options right away, and then you can get started on Thinkorswim. And that's a good idea. I'll do a Thinkorswim tutorial and give a breakdown so y'all won't be confused once y'all first start using it. Because Thinkorswim and Robinhood are two different things, like two different platforms. They look nothing alike each other. I was looking to move my stuff over, so I just got to go. Yeah, see, that's crazy you said that. That's why I never used Robinhood ever again. The spreads are terrible. It took my trade from $200 to minus $60, and I've never used it again since that day. I already paid the ass for that reason. I said it. Yeah, see, that's good that you do that. I used to do that on Thinkorswim because, as y'all seen, like I enter at exact price point. So on Thinkorswim, if you just modify like the current ask price and change it to your ideal price point as the stock price, it will fill you at that exact limit instead of paying whatever it is, whatever it costs now. Yeah, but if you guys have any questions before we wrap it up, just let me know real quick. If not, I'll just catch you both in the morning in live trading. Hopefully, there's some volume in the morning. Okay, good. What about you, Jake? Okay, best. So we can just wrap it up now. As soon as I get off here, I'm gonna upload the video to YouTube and I'm gonna post it in this this videos to watch tab there. And I'll send the links to Charles Schwab too if y'all wanna apply. For sure, I appreciate you guys for joining too. Alright, bro, I'll just catch you both tomorrow. I'll most likely start the stream around 9:20. So we don't have to wait around for the market to open for too long. Okay, but I'll see y'all tomorrow, bro. I'm in and out.